When I first started DJing, I had to work so hard to even get my first gig. I would come home from work and practice every single day until I could record a mix to promote myself. I found a nonprofit organization that was throwing silent discos in the park about an hour away. And I would drive up there every first Friday of every month that summer. And I volunteered, and I was helping hand out headphones, and I would stay the whole time, and I would help clean up at the end of the night. And the last silent disco that summer, they finally let me play. After the first set, I got another one, and it really started picking up. Some other DJs that I played with at the silent disco started inviting me to their parties, and I was playing at Renegades, and I was playing at Communes, and there are so many stories. I remember one time I was playing during a lunar eclipse on the top of a mountain at this campsite that had wild daisies growing on the side of the road. And that was about when things started to go downhill. I was lugging around the same old laptop that was running Windows 8 and my little DJ controller. The laptop wasn't really keeping up with what I wanted it to do, and the DJ controller, because I was taking it everywhere, it was getting beat up, and some of the buttons stopped working intermittently, so it would be working fine, and then in the middle of a gig, one of the play buttons would suddenly not work. Then how do you keep the show going? And I didn't know what to do about it. So my equipment was failing me. On top of that, I had a lot of other personal stuff going on that was getting me down. And then the pandemic hit, and all I wanted to do, bed rot, watch YouTube videos. I was even turning down gigs. I had people reaching out to me like, hey, do you want to play? Do you want to play? And I was like, no, not right now. Then we got towards the tail end of lockdown and festivals started coming back. I got some of my friends that have never been, and my now husband, who had never been to these shows, to go with me, and we went to Bass Canyon, and we went to Paradise Blue. And I just remember sitting there like, why did I ever stop? I want to be doing this. And then thinking back to when I first started DJing, I was going through a lot then too. I was going through a breakup. I had moved back to my mom's house. A bunch of my favorite people all passed away, at the same time. I feel like that's a big part of the reason that I was leaning so hard into music stuff. I was coming home and DJing because I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to talk to anybody. So I put all of my attention into music, and that was how I was coping with my emotions. There's so much behind it. So why then was I letting being sad and depressed get in my way of doing what I love doing? It just doesn't make sense. And then my husband and I decided, after we got married at Bass Canyon, my husband and I decided to move to Colorado. Not exactly Denver, but pretty close by. So there's so much more of a music scene than there was where I used to live. And I decided to take it upon myself to replace my old DJ controller because it wasn't working for me anymore. And I got a new one, and it's a lot better. And I got a new laptop, and I got Ableton because I was using FL Studio before, but that wasn't working for me either. So instead of letting myself quit, I doubled down, and I'm leaning into it even harder than I ever was. So I guess the reason that I quit DJing was the same reason that I started. And And for that reason, I couldn't actually quit. No, I couldn't actually quit. So if you're anything like me, and you found yourself in a situation where you want to give up, I'm challenging you to double down, to actually go for it. Because at the end of the day, you remember why you started. And chasing that dream is going to be so much more fulfilling than bed rotting. I'm telling you that much right now. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. I'm going to keep making videos because I love sharing with you guys. Thank you for listening to my story. Bye!